Hi everyone and welcome to day 2 of my series of videos for Zentangle Inktober 2024. Today we're going to be doing a tangle that's called Mary Shell by Alina Light. This is a really pretty tangle, I like this one. So you start out this one by just kind of drawing, it's almost like a really lazy backwards S. And then you order that all the way down to the bottom. And it reminds me a little bit of a bit of toothpaste on a toothbrush. It's just the way my brain goes. So then go a bit further for the third stroke, go a bit further down this shape, rather than starting up here. Go a bit down and then taper that in to meet the other lines at the bottom here. Then order that. Going a wee bit further down again. These bits that I'm drawing just now are going to act as kind of spacers for these petal shapes. So that's one side, and basically now we're going to have this lot of petals mirrored, so the other ones are going to actually go to be a lazy S rather than a backwards lazy S. So kind of meeting that petal there. And then a space. Leave another space. And then the final aura. So that looks quite cute. I quite like that. It's quite different from the way that I've seen it online, because I feel mine ends up a bit wider rather than tall. But it's just a different way of doing it. It's not wrong in any way. So that's the basic shape that you'll see for Mary Shell, and then you kind of add in the different sections whatever you want to put. What I quite liked when I was looking at different versions of this tangle online was when I saw these spaces were filled in with different orbs. So just take your time adding orbs along here, just as if they're kind of smushed in. And if you get to a bit where it's too narrow, you can just ink that in rather than putting an orb. Just repeat that for each of these spaces that have been left. And then on this side as well. Just adding a wee bit of ink just at the bits where there's any space left. So the way I've seen Mary Shell online, I've just kind of basically seen it left blank up here, but I just thought it was quite nice to put some tangles in here as well. Just simple orbs, not tangles really. So I'm just filling that space there. And the orbs kind of get smaller as they go down that shape. So that basically is all the tangling done for today. And the next bit is to add a bit of a bit of graphite in to the ends here. And then in a minute we will actually just smooth that out a little bit with the blending stump. Not bringing it all the way to the centre because you want to have a bit of highlight left behind. So I quite like the way that it's looking so far, but we have obviously the bits here, kind of not really much going on with them just now. You could look at these as individual pearl shapes, but I think because they're so small, I think that might get just a bit too messy. So I'm just going to put a vertical, well not a vertical, well I suppose it's quite vertical, a line here under this petal shape, just to kind of make it as if the petals are kind of hidden below that. So it's just creating some shadow. It might just add a bit more dimension. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the two spaces over here that I've got that going on. And then these ones up here, I'm going to treat a bit differently because they are bigger orbs. So in these ones, I'm going to just add like a little smiley shape. And then use the blending stump to kind of smooth that out and make these look a bit more like pearls. So there you go. That is Mary Shell by Alina Light. So it's really good. I don't feel like it looks exactly as Alina draws it, but I kind of like that everybody has a different interpretation of the same tangle, so I think it works anyway, even though it's slightly different. See you tomorrow for day 3. Bye!